Hello, everyone, and welcome to Astrodesign with me, Coach Lily. In this video, I'm going to talk about general prediction for the upcoming months for March. This is a general forecast only, and as such, it won't fit everyone. If you want to know what will happen to you specifically and how to prepare for it, feel free to contact me. Beyond this, I invite you to subscribe to my channel for more guidance and tips to improve your life. The month begins very optimistic, idealistic even, with the blessing of Jupiter and Sun. Until the 13th, we have great opportunity to spiritual healing, enlightenment, and lots of enthusiasm to improve and move on in life. But the second part of the month is full of illusions, frustrations, and fraud issues. Also, we should be aware of accidents at home and on the road. Problems from the government and security forces will come back, and even war or violence between countries can begin. I will give a few tips to overcome this harsh period later in the video. The first week is going to be between the 2nd of March and until the 7th. The Sun conjunct Jupiter and both in minor harmonious aspect of cooperation to Uranus. Our ego and self get an optimistic and positive boost from Jupiter. And at the same time, we have the option to change our lives in a more positive and in new directions. These energies contribute to our spiritual enlightenment and need for freedom regarding our beliefs and education. At the global level, this is supposed to calm the demonstrations, to contribute to the justice system being more objective and for the benefit of the citizens. Less corruption, fewer ego games, and more cooperation between people from all walks of life. On an individual level, this can be a great time for spiritual healing or getting counseling that will guide you to yourself and to restore your self-confidence. Alternative therapies can also be beneficial and contribute to relieving stress. There is a lot of enthusiasm for innovation, change, and not through chaos or violence, but in a harmonious way that is more in tune with our own true nature. Intuition is on the rise, and if you wanted to invest in something but hesitated, it's time to invest because luck is on our side, especially for Pisces sign or those with the ascendant there. Whoever takes a risk toward realizing the dreams that is most important to them can act in that direction and achieve it. Mars in conjunction with Venus and Pluto from last month, and I have already elaborated on this in the February forecasts. In short, it is an aspect of a lot of willpower and urge to act and get what we want. Note that you work collaboratively and not against others because of control struggles and getting quick buck issues. Beside that, Mercury conjunct Saturn in Aquarius and at a problematic aspect to Uranus. Over-criticism and judgment that can miss the small details because Uranus disrupts logic and focus here. An urge for something new can make us less cautious than Saturn asks for. Therefore, everything concerning business, signatures of contracts, pay attention to all that is written and read carefully several times. Beyond that, our thoughts can be negative and full of doubt, as well as fears and anxieties that Saturn gives to Mercury can cause us to miss an opportunity to realize our dream. From a health point of view, because Mercury is responsible for the respiratory system, there may be laws that will restrict our movements nationally in some countries due to disease problems. But it will not happen all over the world, because for the most part, the general mood is very optimistic thanks to Jupiter and Sun. The second week is going to happen between the 8th of March until the 12th. Sun still conjunct Jupiter and both conjunct Neptune, the planet of illusions and idealism. A good time for spiritual self-development, for travel, adventure, meditation, which will contribute to our luck to ascend and enlightenment that can contribute to our spiritual growth. Sun shines and empowers the conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune, thus emphasizing these issues in our lives. But this combination creates unrealistic optimism that can make us believe in something that does not exist. In addition, selfish gurus or people from the mystic industry and the coaches who have only money in their mind can persuade people to do something contrary to logic, and the result later will not be positive at all. So too much blind optimism can cause us to be careless. So when deciding on something very important to you, take your time and consider it carefully, and don't believe any word right now. This is very important if you want to avoid fraud. It can also cause some of us to take shortcuts because of over-optimism that later will be revealed as a reckless, unrealistic move. Helping less fortunate people and for worthy causes will result in a wonderful sense of satisfaction and achievement. Enthusiasm and goodwill can make a big difference to others, to the community and the world as large. Venus and Mars are still close, and both have moved to Aquarius and are still close to Pluto. Mars, the planet of sexuality, energy, and activity in the sign of freedom, testifies to basic impulses of freedom from everything, as well as originality and rebelliousness. In addition, Venus is also here in Aquarius, so love becomes very polyamoric and not as conservative and normative as it was in Capricorn. The need for innovation and originality can attract us to mates who are usually not suitable for us at all, and just for the experience and temporary enthusiasm of it. So many will have more of these short-living encounters. In addition, it is an aspect of passion, and so our focus is to realize it through technology, innovation, originality, creativity, and of course, sexuality as well. Mercury moves away from Saturn and Uranus and approaches to Pisces sign, where it is in its fall. On the one hand, our critique goes down, and with it the limits on our thinking goes down as well. Communication is more fluid, but in a more abstract and illogical way. The third week is between 13th of March until the 18th. Sun still conjunct Jupiter and Neptune. Mars and Venus are still close in Aquarius and are facing challenges from Saturn and Uranus. So rising economic problems comes to our life once more. Unnecessary waste of money on strange pleasures and entertainment, love at first sight with people opposite to us, which will result in a multiplicity of short and unsatisfying relationships, mainly because of Jupiter's over-optimism that will make us see something that does not really exist there. It can also lead to violent and dependent relationship. In the more global pen, it can be troubles with liquid money, activism and security forces, and violence, of course. Mars is our willpower, the warrior who acts without forethought, and his conflicting aspect to Uranus leads to physical damage and sudden events like car accidents and domestic accidents as well. Mars also refers to real estate, so something sudden and extreme with real estate will happen as well. The collapse of buildings or problems in constructions. Buying real estate here is in great doubt because of the high chances to buy something that will be beautiful on the outside, maybe, but in practice on the inside will be a lot of problems that will need renovation and a significant investment to fix later on. So check contracts regarding real estate really, really carefully. Even the purchase of cars, vehicles, technologies may prove to be unprofitable and that you have been cheated with it. The first week is going to occur between the 19th of March until the 24th. Sun moves to Aries and away from Neptune and Jupiter. Though our optimism is not over yet, but it is declining. In Aries, Sun illuminates for us the realm of independence and entrepreneurship. There is impulsiveness here and a desire to be the first and the best. The urge to act without considering others is very, very strong, but there is no support from other planets because Sun doesn't get any aspect at all. The ruler of Aries, Mars, is in a challenging state, which puts another difficulty on the placement of Sun and our activity, as well as the authority figures around the world and governments and leaders. Mercury conjunct Jupiter and Neptune. Our thoughts and communication become too optimistic to the point of beyond reality. Sometimes too much of idealism and irrationality can cause lies, exaggeration, leading to deceptions. Plenty of spiritual and abstract ideas, but Neptune's conjunction to Mercury in itself creates deception and lies as a result of illusions in communication and illogical thinking. And Jupiter there is only amplifies it all. Therefore, beware of people who call themselves spiritual, beware of coaches who can cheat you just to achieve personal interest. Especially since we have Mars-Venus conjunction, it can indicate sexual desire. So beware of sexual harassment and illusions related to sexual exploitation. In addition, it also indicates a multiplicity of side effects from medications, from vaccines, and drug abuse. Beyond that, people can talk about their traumas or about abstract thoughts, so it is advisable to check everything and not to believe any words because they don't have any power here. And there will be a lot of talking, but it's only a talking. Mars and Venus continue their conjunction and problematic aspect to Uranus. The need for freedom and change can lead us to waste in the realm of love and money. Rising inflation, sexual scandals in the security forces especially, and our activity is impulsive and can lead to physical damage. The fifth week is going to happen between the 25th of March until the 29th. Sun in Aries and still does not meet with any contributing or supporting factor in its transit. Therefore, my recommendation is to simply engage in something of your own without sharing it with the world, and be careful that it does not cause health damage. Sun is also our rulers, as I already said, and there may be problems again with them. Their urge to fight is great, and there is a chance for war between certain countries. Venus and Mars continue to be close, and this time meet the limiting Saturn. All our sexual and economic urges are now shrinked and receiving a massive reduction and even obstruction, which will lead to immense frustration. The sensations are like full gas in neutral. Nothing works properly. Activity and wishes in the front of love and money won't get their needs satisfied. Constitutional restrictions on our activities, problems with security forces, frustration, and the urge to do something about it will lead to an explosion in violence worldwide. Everyone will push their penny and want others to consider it. Lots of stubbornness, problems with the law, and unexpected changes in money issues will limit and frustrate us. Combined with the Mercury-Neptune-Jupiter conjunction in Pisces, we have a high, elusive, and even hallucinatory potential here. The energies are negative, and only spirituality, cooperation, and helping others will help us to shift the focus from frustration and negativity in a more satisfying and better direction. Although Mars, Venus, and Saturn in Aquarius represent community and social norms, and the desire to fight for it is strong, but the stubbornness and limitation right now won't achieve its goals and will only lead to difficulties. It is better to concentrate on your own and spend this time alone or with your relatives in a creative endeavor, unrelated, of course, to global issues. To divert your attention from the general to you or back to you, we can engage in yoga, meditation, anything that will help you get out of the global pressures, will help to overcome this negative period. Until a better period and in the upcoming challenges ahead of us, I wish you to be careful, good luck, and to be healthy. Take care and bye-bye.